Hello everyone, it's Mark here.
And Lisa.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deep into something exceptionally rare and intriguing, the 2026 Mercedes-Maybach G-Class, and in particular, we'll examine how such an icon of luxury and ruggedness truly drives.
Absolutely. With the G-Class legacy and the Maybach name both in play, this is not just a big SUV, it's a fascinating paradox. How does it feel behind the wheel? Let's explore.
The Mercedes-Maybach G-Class is a concept that seems almost too extravagant to contemplate, a super luxury version of the legendary G-Wagen, blending Maybach elegance with off-road brute strength. For 2026, while an official Maybach G-Class, even a G650 Landaulet variant, has not been confirmed for broad production, the mystique remains strong. There are perennial rumors, concept whispers, and the ghost of ultra-exclusive Landaulet models that make enthusiasts dream and question, if Maybach were to make a proper G-Class, what would the driving experience feel like?
That's precisely what we want to debate today. Without a confirmed 2026 Maybach G-Class in full production, we'll analyze existing Maybach G lore, the performance of the G-Class platform, and expert commentary to paint a credible picture of what driving such a vehicle might be like. Balanced, emotional, and deeply rooted in automotive engineering ambition. Driving, architecture, and purpose.
To begin, we should clarify that a fully confirmed 2026 Mercedes-Maybach G-Class does not appear on Maybach's official roadmap right now. According to Maybach leadership, they have stated that a G-Class variant is not planned at this time. This admission fuels much of the speculation, so what we're really analyzing is a combination of what is known about Maybach G concepts, especially the limited G650 Landaulet, and how the underlying G-Class drives today.
Exactly. The most iconic Maybach G in recent history is the G650 Landaulet, a highly exclusive off-road limousine. Just 99 units were made. That model was built on the G-Class chassis, but dramatically extended, wheelbase around 3.43 meters, total length around 5.35 meters, and raised for serious ground clearance, making it as capable off-road as it is regal.
From a driving perspective, this establishes a kind of extreme reference point, a G-Class that is used both for rugged terrain and ultra-luxury chauffeured transport. Even if a 2026 Maybach G isn't a full production reality, we can reasonably project how such a vehicle might feel based on the Landaulet's engineering and the current G-Class driving character.
Powertrain and performance.
Let's talk motivation. The G650 Landaulet, the Maybach G we know, is powered by a 6-liter V12 bi-turbo engine producing up to 621 to 630 horsepower and a staggering 1,000 Newton meters, or very close depending on the source. That is immense power, especially for an off-road capable ultra-luxury vehicle. Auto Evolution reports a 0 to 100 kilometers time of about 6 seconds. Quite notable considering the vehicle's size and height.
That kind of power delivery would fundamentally shape how a Maybach G rides. You'd expect smooth, effortless torque from low engine revs, ideal for both rugged terrain and high-comfort cruising. According to contemporary G-Class reviews, the current generation G-Class, non-Maybach, uses a 3-liter inline 6-turbo plus supercharger, delivering 443 horsepower and a 9-speed automatic gearbox. While that powertrain is different, it demonstrates how modern G-Class architecture remains capable and relatively refined.
Indeed, combining the hypothetical Maybach V12's brute force with the robust 4x4 system of the G-Class, with multiple locking differentials, could give you a vehicle that is astonishingly capable off-road, but also serenely powerful on tarmac, if engineered correctly.
Considering handling, one of the Landaulet's most interesting features was its very high ground clearance. Some reports suggest up to 450-500 millimeters. That height, along with portal axle style or very long travel suspension, implies that the Maybach G could approach extreme off-road terrain without compromising the luxury feel too much.
But driving such a tall, heavy, and long vehicle demands advanced ride control. In a hypothetical 2026 Maybach G, we'd expect an adaptive suspension, probably air springs, to smooth out rough ground and provide more composed road behavior. The Landaulet's legacy suggests that Mercedes engineers would not sacrifice ride quality for outright ruggedness.
For steering, it's likely to retain conventional G-Class architecture, live axles front and rear or variant thereof for off-road durability, but potentially paired with power steering software tuned for refinement. You might feel a slight truckiness in steering, but with modern steering assist systems, it wouldn't be clunky. On-road behavior would probably feel more planted than older Gs, thanks to a lower center of gravity when laden and an air suspension tuned for Maybach-level comfort.
On-road driving character. When driving on paved roads, a Maybach G would likely feel significantly more refined than a standard G-Wagen. The V12 engine's torque would make low-speed cruising effortless. Throttle response would be smooth and powerful, enabling easy highway merging or overtaking.
And the cabin insulation would need to match the Maybach promise. Given Maybach's history, one can assume high-quality sound-deadening materials, thick glass, dual-pane windows, and possibly active noise cancellation in the future. So the on-road experience could be near limousine quiet despite the power and off-road capability. Also, because of its off-road orientation, you'd expect strong brakes that can manage the weight of the vehicle and the demands of varied terrain. Likely powerful ventilated disc brakes, possibly even with carbon ceramic options in a Maybach variant, would ensure sure-footed stopping power without fade.
Off-road is where the G-Class lineage shines. The Maybach G, Landaulet, was built with serious capability. The locking differentials, front, center, and rear make it extremely capable over challenging terrain.
On rugged terrain, the V12 engine's torque would provide the grunt needed for climbing steep inclines or navigating technical paths. The advanced suspension, possibly with long travel and articulation, would keep the ride composed even when wheels are working hard. For a true Maybach G, you would hope for off-road drive modes that intelligently adjust engine mapping, suspension height, damping, and traction settings. That way, it could feel luxurious on asphalt and confident on dirt, rocks, or steep trails.
Because of its rarity, the Landaulet's reviews from its owners or testers, when in motion, are very few. But from what exists, the off-road majesty was very real. It's not just a showpiece, but a functional off-roader with limousine-level finishes.
Noise, vibration, and harshness. Noise insulation would be critical for a luxury SUV bearing the Maybach badge. The combination of V12 smoothness, high-quality cabin trim, and likely double-glazed windows would deliver superb noise control. Owners would likely feel cocooned inside, shielded from wind, engine, and terrain noise.
Vibration is another aspect. The live axle architecture of G-Class tends to transmit road shock, but with modern suspension tuning and possibly adaptive damping, a Maybach G could minimize that. And since Maybach buyers expect refinement, engineers would probably prioritize smoothness over raw, rugged feel.
Being chauffeured or self-driving, respectively, could both be very compelling in a Maybach G. The rear seats, especially in a Landaulet or long wheelbase version, would likely be extremely luxurious, with reclining capability, massage, and possibly a fixed partition for privacy.
From a driver's seat, the commanding view typical of a G-Class remains, but you'd likely feel more pampered. A well-finished steering wheel, premium leather, wood trim, and high-end tech. For daily driving, despite the size, you might feel surprisingly connected because Maybach tuning would prioritize smooth transitions rather than rugged feedback.
Another factor is climate control.
The rear might get its own zone, with heated, cooled seats, perhaps even heated armrests. Because Maybach is about ultimate comfort, the interior would feel more like a lounge than a rugged SUV.
Practical considerations and limitations. That said, there would be trade-offs. A Maybach G would be very heavy, especially with such a large V12 and reinforced suspension. That weight impacts fuel consumption, agility, and even tire wear.
Also, its off-road capability, while strong, may be overkill for many Maybach buyers. Many would likely keep it on-road, making its extreme terrain potential underutilized.
Maintenance and running costs would be enormous. A V12 engine, specialized suspension, luxury interior components all require specialized care. Insurance, servicing, and even fueling would be very costly, especially for a limited, ultra-luxury model. Is the car any good? Based on what we know and what has been built, the G650 Landaulet, a 2026 Mercedes-Maybach G-Class could be extraordinarily good in its very niche. It would deliver both rugged off-road capacity and limousine-level luxury in one package, a rare duality few other SUVs can aspire to.
The driving character, combining the massive torque of a V12 with a well-tuned suspension and superior NVH control, would likely feel regal, yet capable. Yes, it would be heavy, expensive, and perhaps impractical for many, but for a select few, it would be nothing short of iconic.
Is it worth buying? If Maybach were to produce a G-Class and you had access to one, it would be worth buying, but only if your priorities align. Ultra-luxury, exclusivity, and perhaps occasional off-road adventures. It's not going to be a daily commuter for most, nor a fuel-efficient workhorse.
For collectors, ultra-wealthy enthusiasts, or those who want a statement vehicle that is also functional off-road, the Maybach G would be a dream. But for someone who values practicality or just wants a powerful SUV, more conventional luxury SUV options may make more sense. The cost, maintenance, and sheer scale make it a toy for very specific tastes.
In conclusion, a 2026 Mercedes-Maybach G-Class, while not confirmed for wide production, remains one of the most fascinating what-ifs in the luxury off-road SUV world. By combining the rugged DNA of the legendary G-Wagen with Maybach's glacial refinement and opulence, such a vehicle represents the ultimate expression of power, prestige, and capability.
Driving it, even in imagination, feels like commanding a fortress, yet being cocooned in silk. The V12's torque, the suspension's composure, and the commanding presence would make every journey extraordinary. If Maybach ever revisits this idea seriously, we believe it could redefine the ultra-luxury off-road SUV segment.
If you like this analysis and want more deep dives on rare and concept luxury cars, please subscribe now. Mark and Lisa here signing off, and see you next time.